Hello, my name is Shiquan Jenkins. I decided to do my birth year project on Mark Anderson. I was born in the year of 1992, and Mark Anderson created Mosaic around 1993, so it was pretty much in the same year. Was not the same year, but it was close. Mark Anderson was a man who grew up with a brother, his mother, and father. So his family wasn't too close, but even though they weren't too close, he still wasn't a wealthy child. So he still had to work for everything that he wanted. And so during this process, he knew that he loved computers. And so when he was a kid, he knew that he loved computers so much, but he couldn't afford a computer. So he used to teach himself how to use computers by going to read library books and things of that nature and just teaching himself about computers. And so I'm sure you think that he was a big, hardworking man, pretty much like Bill Gates, who just wanted to be all for hard work and creating new things. But that wasn't the man that he was. He was a confused man, pretty much like the rest of us. And he just knew that he loved computers, and he knew his love for computers would pretty much pay off sooner than later. And so he was a man who wanted to avoid work. He wasn't all about hard working and staying up late nights and just studying all the time. He was actually a man who wanted to avoid work. And actually, he had a statement that Rolling interview, I'm sorry, that Rolling Stone has, and he said, "I'm a big fan of work avoidance." Pretty much like each one of us. I mean, who wants to work all the time, honestly? So he worked part time at NCSA his last year of college, and so I related mostly to that as well because I started working, and college is pretty hard as it is, and so to work at school as well as to go to school full time it's pretty it may sound easy, but it's not the easiest thing to do to work and go to school. It's all you're always at school and you're always at work, so you pretty much are aggravated a lot. He was at the mere age of 21 when he created Mosaic. So just imagine, you being a young student who was just getting out of school, and you have this love for computers, and you just created Mosaic, and you're about to graduate from school. And so he and Eric Bina knew that they wanted to be successful. So they created Mosaic. They wanted the web to be more user friendly. And the reason that this dream came about was because he was working on the internet system, and he didn't like that he would see text all the time. I mean, looking at text, it would pretty much like make your head hurt if you're just looking at words all day. I think that would make anybody's head hurt. So he wanted to make the internet or the web more user friendly for us as well as others, to make it easier for everyone to use. And so he and Eric Bina decided to do that. And in that process, they decided to make images and icons that will appeal more to the eye. And so that's how we have things such as Firefox, Mozart. I'm sorry, not Mozart. We have Firefox, the Internet Explorer, and Safari. He helped with all these images and icons that we have, and then it helped create Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, all these things that we look at pictures and we sit here and we are just looking at pictures and images all day. And imagine if you just had to use your phone all the time and you wouldn't see any pictures or images, you would just see text. So that doesn't seem too fun. So I believe that he was a man who pretty much helped out the internet system a whole lot more, and I feel like he was pretty much an underdog, just like the rest of us, and he wanted to be successful. And he wanted the internet to be more user friendly, and once they created Mosaic, the internet became more user friendly. They used it for Apple, they used it for other PCs as well. However, he didn't get as much success as he wanted to get, even though they got an article in the New York Times. He and Eric Bina didn't become as successful as they thought they would have. And they didn't become as successful because the school still owned the rights to their Mosaic project. And so since the school still owned the rights, they couldn't make any changes and they couldn't make any updates, nor could they make any money. So it pretty much was a standstill and their work was pretty much gone to waste. But Mr. Mark Anderson wouldn't let his work go to waste. So he decided after school that he wanted to go work for another computer company, and he did that. And when he worked to go work with this other computer company, he never let his dream for Mosaic go. He decided to keep working on it. And in this process, he created Netscape. Not only was Netscape close to what Mosaic was, but it was better. And so since he created a better project for Mosaic, and then he made it to where you would have to pay for the updates. He made this project overlap the Mosaic, and this is what pretty much made him more successful. And I believe that this story relates to me as well as other young students, information technology students that want to be successful, that want to be great. And I mean, I don't think everything is hard work, dedication, just like all the videos and everything we've watched. I believe that, sometimes the things that you love the most or the things that you put all your hard work and dedication into, maybe that's what makes you successful. I believe that